You people, it's the MMA guy. Today, back at it with a new video. Today I'm gonna be giving props to Dana White for, you know, doing the best thing for MMA and the sports of MMA and specifically the UFC. And in that case it's for the heavyweight division, specifically this. Dana White has issued a statement recently about Cyril and Don have to fight again, and whoever wins that fight, him and Jon Jones would be the biggest fight ever. Now, if it's Cyril gone, improving to the point where he can beat Tom Aspinall, doing good in the grappling, and then fighting Jon Jones again, who's older now, that would be still a very good fight. And we have else Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones, which is the actual fight that we need. This is the fight we've wanted, okay? And I have to give props to Dana White because we've been having so much trouble, with him trying to book Aspinall and all of these situations and the UFC doing Aspinall bad. And now he's talking this way. He's like, nah, man. And when he says that, it's in response to the whole casual UFC fan base who's in on about this fight. And I'm talking about casuals like Joe Rogan. This. Jon Jones versus Pereira would be the biggest fight in history. If the greatest of all time, Jon Jones, and arguably the most destructive striker that ever competed. Bro, we need Joe. We need to stop Joe from talking ever again. Okay, you have the greatest of all time and arguably the most destructive striker that ever competed. Yeah, but Pereira is a 205, okay? And Jon Jones, he's old. They're both like Jon Jones hasn't fought in a year's time now. Last time he fought a 42-year-old. He hasn't fought at the highest level in years. He's fought a fireman, a full-time firefighter, sorry, not that long ago. Fireman, firefighter, I think they both work. But we have a guy, and then we have a guy in Pereira who's fighting at championship level, you know, but at 205. It does make it interesting, but it's not the most interesting fight. Why not Pereira, who's been the most destructive striker, fight an actual fucking striker in Tom Aspinall? Why not that? Said, oh yeah, we have the most dangerous striker, devastating striker. Let's make him grapple. Let's make him go up a division that's, you know, let's make him go up a division and fight a guy that's going to try to grapple him from this moment that bell start. Let's see how fun that's going to be. Compared to, this is honestly the fight I'd love to see the most, I think. Alex Pereira versus Tom Aspinall or Cyril Gane. We have Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones. If Cyril Gane win, it's a little bit less interesting because we've seen Jon Jones beat him. But it's still pretty good. But if we can have Alex Pereira fight Tom Aspinall, this is crazy. A finish is guaranteed in that fight. And else we have Cyril Gane, who's a phenomenal striker. That fight at heavyweight would feed families. All of these stylistic matchup with Pereira are phenomenal. Or else, the Jon Jones fight is absolutely phenomenal as well. And this is at the highest level for a belt again. For a belt. We don't want these, misfits type of cards with now Topuria going up to 70. Topuria is a double champion actively, okay? So if people are going to say, man, Topuria Makachev, that's the same thing. He's actively a double champ. He has finished 3 Hall of Famer in his last 3 fights. You can say the same about Jon Jones finishing Stipe, but Stipe was 42 years old. We're talking about Volkanovski was actively the featherweight champion. We're talking about Max Holloway, who had just finished Justin Gaethje, a weight class above. Completely outkilled him. And since then, he's absolutely ran through Dustin Poirier. Then we have Charles Oliveira, who got absolutely bodied in a single round by Topuria. Since then, out grappled and choked out Gamrot. This is not the same thing. Here we have Jon Jones, who's actively ducked Tom Aspinall. He's literally been given the biggest payday of his entire career, and he decided to not take that fight. And now he's like, oh man, he quit because of an eye poke. Yeah, go fight him, motherfucker. Go fight this guy then. If he's a quitter and this and this and that, put him in a bad position. Make him quit. Go make him quit. Get locked in that cage and go make him quit. If you can't do that yourself, then stop talking, man. We don't want to see you fight Pereira. We don't. Here's the thing that we have. We don't want Jon Jones to get the opportunity at the White House to get a big fight against a top level guy that's going to generate a lot of money, where he's going to be rewarded for his bad, for his bad behavior of ducking. You don't duck as the champion. He literally gave up the belt, and now he wants to fight a beltless fight just to make sure he can avoid Tom Aspinall. So, we're not going to accept it, and I respect Dana White for standing up for this. I absolutely love the fact that Dana White is standing up for this. No matter how big of a gimmick fight, no matter if Shaq is asking him about it, he's like, hey, we're thinking about making this fight, and he actually doesn't want to. And he stood that, because that statement is after the whole Shaq podcast, all of these celebrities and people and Joe Rogan yapping about it and all of that. And Dana White's still standing strong. So, you have to respect it. And either way, whether it's Alex Pereira or Jon Jones, we want to see them fight for the undisputed belt. Alex Pereira for triple champ status, holding belt in 3-weight divisions. And Jon Jones, we want to see him fight for the belt at heavyweight. We don't want to see him fight gimmick fights. Those fights that are just like, hey, we'll both make money and we can retire off of it. That's not what we want. We don't want two guys going on this way about the fight. We don't care about this. We want high-level championship fighter fighting for a fucking championship. Not, oh man, but this guy we know he's actually very good, and this guy we know he's actually very good as well. Let's just make them fight. Nah, you think you're championship level? They're like talking about, let's make the heavyweight division great again. Yeah, go own that division if you think you can make it great again, Pereira. Go fight the champion in that division if you think you can make it great. You're not making it great from the third spot. You're not making it great from not getting a ranking spot because you're fighting a guy that's literally retired and off the rankings. That's not how you make a division great. You make a division great by dominating it. And making the people excited about it. Damn, we have a phenomenal champion, great striker. Oh, but he has grappling matchups. Go do that if you really want to make the division great, okay? So, that's what I got. Honestly, I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. But this is how I'm going to stand. No matter what happens next, this is how I stand. If Dana White folds, I will make a video talking about how terrible he did. And if he doesn't, I'll make another video praising him. If once that Cyril gone and Tom Aspinall match is booked, if we have other talks about this fight, I can't wait for it. I'm so hyped about it. And so, very looking forward to what's going to happen next with the Tom Aspinall Cyril Gane situation and the next fight for them. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And till next time.